takes a coach from being a great coach to an excellent coach is being a good person.
It's about motivation, it's about drive.
I love it here.
Helps shape me as a human being as well, not just as an athlete.
I think that's what separates her at the top.
Team GB's Olympic divers are in awe of their legendary head coach, Jane Figueiredo.
I like that, even though it's a fraction slug.
Born and raised in Zimbabwe, before coaching in the US and guiding Russia's girls to glory, Figueiredo has been the diving guru behind the greatness of Tom Daley for over 10 years. An 8-time Olympic medal-winning coach at the very top of her sport, Figueiredo welcomed us into her high-performance environment at the iconic London Aquatic Centre on the eve of the Paris 2024 Games.
Damien,
Hi, Jane.
I'm going to hug you. I'm not even going to shake.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Very good.
Thank you for having us today. It's a real privilege.
It's an honour for us to have you.
Oh, no, the privilege is honestly mine. I've been looking forward to it.
So this is it, Damien.
This is fantastic.
Beautiful.
It's like a big kid's playpen, isn't it? Yeah. If you could apportion the success of the British diving team, how much of it would you say is down to having these kind of facilities?
40 to 50%.
As high as that?
We try to simulate pretty much everything we can so that by the time they go to the pool, they feel a lot more confident and then they're not scared, because diving's quite a fear-based sport.
Of course.
Kyle, this is Damien.
Hi, Kyle. I'm Damien. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Noah.
Hi, Noah. I'm Damien. Who's your big rivals then?
China. Two China, two Canada, Australia, Ukraine, Mexico.
And do you get any sense of how they're performing, or are you not interested in...
I tend to do better if I don't ignore them, just focus on me. Because whatever they do doesn't affect... Like, they can do great, but if I do better, great. Or for all I know, I could do average and they do bad, so I just have to focus on me. In competition, I won't talk to anyone. Yeah.
Is there any trash talking goes on?
No, never. It's weird. No, like, you see it in other sports, but in diving... Maybe on just platform. Everyone's quite respectful.
I think it's one of those sports where if you start trash talking, you put yourself out.
Yeah.
Do you stay there? Don't worry.
I'm the old man now. I have to spend extra time stretching and doing everything.
How have you adjusted to living out in the States and enjoying it?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's obviously very different, but my husband works in film, so like we moved there, decided we were moving there before I realised that I was going to go back to training. So figuring out with Jane logistically how that was going to work with training there and then here, and then trying to get in the synchro team and getting back to any kind of physical condition. And I think that's the nice thing about this year is for me, it feels like a bonus year. Like this time last year, we hadn't even decided whether or not we were going to... I think I announced that I was coming back on July 29th, which I didn't realise was exactly a year prior to the competition day. A little bit of a race against time to get into shape to then be able to get ready to even qualify for a spot for Great Britain and then to cement this place in the team. So there was a lot of things that had to fall into place. But, we're in a good position going into the games and it's exciting. Like this time round, it's about really enjoying the process of it, because I think you can quite easily torture yourself through the Olympic experience.
Has it been a different experience than your other?
Yeah, I think London and Rio in particular, I tortured myself through that whole experience because you want to do well so badly that you can't enjoy it. But then Tokyo, I think I had a different perspective on everything, where like I actually allowed myself to just be here and be like, you know what, I'm doing all right. Diving isn't going to define me. I'm more than a diver. And that's an important thing to realise, that no matter what happens in the pool, I've got my life outside, which I'm really happy with.
Plus you had your knitting.
And I have my knitting.
Yes.
Your knitting?
Yeah, my knitting.
So you didn't need
is that making a
anything
comeback?
or anybody?
Oh, it hasn't stopped. It's just people don't care when it's not the Olympics if I'm knitting or not. So yeah, I'm still knitting. Every day I'm knitting.
Hello, Grace. I'm Damien. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you doing?
Sorry to disturb you.
No, you're absolutely fine. Always nice to have visitors. I came down here 7 years ago after training in Edinburgh for 18 years, and then just needed a bit of change, and living in London as an early 20-year-old was yes, 100%. I love it here.
If you're going to win medals, there is no cutting back.
Yeah.
There's total commitment or get off the pot.
If the legs go, just hold me, Jane.
Don't worry, I'll dive in and get you. And I should have brought an extra pair of pants.
Yeah. An extra pair of budgie smugglers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't embarrass you or me, Jane, with that. Wow.
Well, let's go to the edge. Do you think he can manage?
Of course.
You know, Huel has been a staple of my diet for some time, and I'm currently loving these Huel Daily A to Z vitamins. Tastes great, refreshing. Each can has 26 vitamins and minerals, offering 154 science-backed health benefits. Reduced tiredness and fatigue, normal cognitive function, healthy skin, hair and nails, and vitamin D for immunity. This is a vitamin drink that offers everything you could need it to. So what are you waiting for? Grab it right now in Tesco stores nationwide or at huel.com and let me know what you think.
That's
Wow,
cool, isn't it?
That's amazing.
That's a big thing in diving, is when the athlete comes over to you.
Is this before the dive?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to say too much. You only want to say the most important thing. So I write it down in a book, and I'll write down 2 or 3 things that I will absolutely have to tell them. And I will try not to deviate from that. So it's precise, it's short, and it's something they're going to remember.
But that takes courage though, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
the best coaches I've seen, it's the courage to say less,
Yeah.
to almost get out of the way and accept that your job is done.
Yep.
So how have you learned to say less and get out of the way of the athletes? 'Cause
That's hard for me. My experience tells me when I want to talk more or say too much is when I got to catch myself and just go, no, that's not the time and the place.
Okay. This afternoon's session is focusing on the formidable 10-metre platform, with Tokyo gold medalist Tom Daley training with his new synchro partner Noah Williams.
All right,
Is that good?
really good. So we're looking for a clean entry and we're looking for divers in line.
Wow.
Pretty darn good.
Now when I do that takeoff, it feels
Yeah.
slower. I just have to
You got to trust
commit.
it.
Yeah.
I thought that was great on the timing. No, much better than the one before. Stop feeling, just execute the skill. Don't worry about how you feel, because maybe how you feel is not right.
Is inaccurate,
Yeah.
of course.
I thought I was fully done. Like I thought I was done. But then at the same time, maybe there was a reason why I didn't announce that I was retired.
So what made you want to come back one last time?
The kids. We went to the Olympic and Paralympic Museum in Colorado Springs, and there was this inspirational video at the end of what it meant to be an Olympian, and there was me crying. Robbie turns to me, he's like, "What's wrong, Papa?" And I was like, "I just missed the Olympics, I missed diving." And then someone was like, "Well, I want to see you dive at the Olympics, Papa." And then that was that. The things you do for your kids, I swear. But yeah.
Well, that's been a good
Yeah,
platform.
yeah. So now they get to come back, and they'll be there in the audience watching, so it'll be very exciting.
Oh, that's nice.
So I said to me, it's really important to come back and give back. If you do nothing else, come back and give back.
Well, that takes us right back to that very first conversation, isn't it, when you came in here of this isn't just about winning a medal for this cycle, it's giving back to the community and making a difference.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching it in black and white, if that makes sense, because I'm looking at it just being able to see how impressive it is, but I'm also aware that Jane's sort of breaking it down into such granular detail, like there's 3 stages to it. There's what they do up there, what they do in the middle, and then what they do when they hit the water. So she's seeing it in technicolor, whereas we're just seeing it in black and white. And so to almost be there and listen to the nuance and the subtlety of it it's incredible. It's like, one of my pet hates is the Dunning-Kruger law, where people, and we all do it every Olympics, we'll watch the diving and we'll have an opinion on the diving based on no knowledge, no background, no history of what they're trying to do. And so I think to try and break free of that Dunning-Kruger law, to listen to Jane tell you about the minutiae, the detail of it, gives you a sense of appreciation of just how technically bloody hard it is what these guys are doing.
He's not a guy that's going to sit back. He's like me. He is not sitting back waiting for anybody. I like that, even though it's a fraction slow.
I think what sets Jane apart is probably sometimes when you get to the top, Like, I remember I was having like a breakdown at Worlds one time, really struggling with diving, and sometimes you got to make it super simple. Like, you got to just go, right, what do I want from this? It's about motivation, it's about drive. It's not necessarily about the technical side. You've done all that. You can get, especially as an athlete, you can get bogged down in just like, this happened because of this, and you get into too much detail.
Right.
And she's good at just taking like that overview and just being like, look, trust yourself, putting that confidence. I would say that's the main thing.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of people that know the technique, but it's really like, I think that's what separates her at the top.
I just said to her how much I appreciated what she's done for my diving career, my life, how understanding she's been, how she's kind of helped shape me as a human being as well, not just as an athlete. And I think that's something that's really important. And lots of coaches and lots of people that you work with in life, you might you finish and then that's it, that's the last time you see them. Jane is someone that will be in my life for the rest of my life. Like, is there for my kids, she's there for my husband, she will always be in my life. And I think that's something that's special when you have the highs and lows and the emotion and the adrenaline and the pressure and the stress, to be still able to have someone in your life after that is a testament to who she is.
Oh, I've got it on slow-mo.
Ooh, synchro's much better though.
Yeah, synchro looks great.
You can't even see you.
Yeah, the synchro's great. I just landed on my back.
I love it. Synchro timing's great. Both of them completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Diving with Tom in Noah's mind, he will tell you, I'll let Tom have all the fame. I just want to win a medal.
This is almost a sport of overcoming fear.
Yeah. We still, like, me and Tom were saying up there, like, we get scared every time. Yeah, like, even now. It's not something you ever get used to, diving off 10 meters. Especially, like, if you have a week, after competition, if you have a week off to recover from the competition, so you come back, it's so scary coming back.
Something quite poetic about it as well, like.
I mean, that's the idea, I guess, try and make it look beautiful. My mum likes playing Scrabble, so I got a little J for her. Me and my dad used to go skateboarding together, and he used to call me Ghosty because I'm so white. So a little ghost riding a skateboard. Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot, that's the one.
Yeah, and so that one, basically, my old coach, he passed away, and he said if he was going to get a tattoo, he'd get that. So I got it for him.
Paris will be Noah's second Olympics, but it's his first without David Jenkins, Dive London's development lead coach, who tragically lost his life a few months after Team GB had competed at Tokyo. That's a huge seismic moment in your life.
Huge. David, as a person, was pure quality. And then he became such an incredible coach. We got to hire people.
Yeah.
And then the coach part, I can teach that, or they can learn that.
What were the characteristics that you
Love,
found?
like love and empathy, and he cared about this place being about family.
Right.
So that was something he always got on my case about. Our culture needs to be about family, Jane, and people feeling connected and love for this place.
Yeah.
A lot of what Noah does is in David's memory. It's still very, very painful, but it makes us more resilient as grief does.
Of course.
I'm only doing the bottom half though. Bit chilly. Oh gosh, he's making it go up. Jane and I have had our ups and downs and agreements, disagreements, and how we work. And then we kind of came together and we worked quite well as a team now. Obviously, it's been 11 years of working together. You get to know someone pretty well.
So then, like any relationship, like you and Lance, you and Jane, like, you have to learn to argue effectively or disagree without being disagreeable. So what lessons have you learned about how to do that?
For us, it was about having a constant stream of communication, because when things went unsaid, it became more difficult to resolve things down the line. When I was here in London, every Monday we would sit down and have a conversation. We would have those meetings to figure out what we're doing for the week, what our plans are for the month, for the year, for the season. And I think those were the kind of things that really helped us have that effective communication.